Hello, everyone, and welcome to World Water Day. My name is Samantha Fitz, and I'm an educator at Redwood Elementary School. I teach innovation for grades K to 4th, and I'd like to thank my students for connecting this morning. I support the work of Drink Local, Drink Tap because I am also passionate about water being resourceful and available to everyone on the planet. Before we dive in and talk more about accelerating change, I'd like to recap our virtual housekeeping. Whether you are joining us today as a class or from a personal or individual device, you can request technical assistance by clicking the pink support button. If you are having trouble hearing, there is a device volume and also volume control located on this live stream. And don't forget to join us in the chat box. You can ask questions or share your thoughts and opinions. We want to hear from you. We are thrilled that so many students and educators and Drink Local, Drink Tap partners are here to celebrate World Water Day. It's technically March 22nd, but we are celebrating a little earlier this year. This World Water Day is about accelerating change to solve the water and sanitation crisis. And because water affects all of us, we need everyone to take action. And that means you. We have some extra fun engagement opportunities this year. Throughout the program, there will be a secret word connected to this year's theme. It might be in a slide. It might be in a pop-up on your screen. It might be mentioned by a speaker. But look and listen, for throughout today's program, we'll check in at the end of the event. Who doesn't like to take a selfie? I know you're continuing virtually today, but we still want to see everyone. Some classrooms may have already taken theirs, but if not, we ask educators to take classroom selfie and text it to 216-224-9591. We want to get as many as we can so we can feature them at the end of the program. Last but not least, I hope some of you have had a chance to check out the awesome exhibitor videos this morning. But if you haven't, not to worry. You can simply scroll down on this page to explore the exhibitor library. It will be available until Thursday, March 23rd. And guess what? If you complete the shared worksheet and submit it, Drink Local, Drink Tap is going to send your class something super cool, and you don't want to miss out. To access the worksheet, click on the link on this page that says Accelerate Change Worksheet. It can be downloaded or you can complete it electronically. Educators should have received the downloadable version via email. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ben Jurek. Ben is a teacher originally from Toledo, Ohio in the United States, and he is Drink Local, Drink Tap's Educator Program Manager. His job is to educate and inspire youth, teachers, and community members to make #Waves for Change through the Wavemaker program. Making waves for change means that everyone can and should help the world in ways that are meaningful and inspiring to them. Individual actions create ripples of positivity. Enough ripples can grow big waves of change, both locally and globally. Ben inspires #Waves for Change through in-class programming, hosting professional development sessions for teachers, amplifying student voices, and raising awareness for those who don't have access to water and sanitation. Thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoy this special program featuring ways to amplify your voice and impact. Take it away, Ben.
Thank you, Samantha. It was so awesome to have you join us this morning to kick things off. One of our goals for this year's World Water Day is to incorporate more educators and youth into the event, and I think we are well on our way. Samantha mentioned connecting in the chat box, and I wanted to remind teachers that you can chat on behalf of the class, but that you should have received a chat link to share with students as well. We prepared an awesome participant kit accessible by clicking the link below the live stream player. Don't forget to check it out. Now, I've had the privilege of working with many of you, but we are excited to welcome some new folks as well. I'd like to give a shout out to some of our returning schools: Lakewood Catholic Academy, Urban Community School, Campus International, and Mandel Jewish Day School for joining us for this year's celebration. Started in 1993, 30 years ago, World Water Day celebrates water and raises awareness of the 2 billion people living without access to safe water. It's about taking action to tackle our global water crisis. Samantha mentioned that this year is all about accelerating change. Let's take a look from the United Nations that captures this year's theme. What a powerful message, right? When we face a crisis, we do what we can to do our part. This is what the Drink Local, Drink Tap Wavemaker program is all about. We know that you, young people, have the power to make a difference to accelerate change. And we want to provide tools and resources to support you. So, how are we doing that? That's a great question. You're going to hear a little bit about our Wavemaker program and Make Waves for Change in our Make Waves for Change book today. But for me personally, I found tremendous value in connecting with youth in person this past year. We have expanded our classroom engagement, and to say we have been busy is an understatement. We've reached almost 2,000 learners for the 2022-2023 school year. From learning about microplastics to creating reusable t-shirt bags, we have had so much fun working with our partnering schools. Many of these schools are brand new to the Wavemaker program. We have had 9 new schools invite Drink Local, Drink Tap to learn about water and sanitation with expertise and curriculum. From Chardon to Elyria and even Zoom calls with schools in Utah, our network of Wavemakers have been growing each and every year. We are grateful for these new partnerships and look forward to coming back next school year to educate and empower. Celebrating World Water Day is a way that we connect with the rest of the world and become a part of the movement. And we've got a lot going on right here in Northeast Ohio as well as in Uganda. To tell you a little bit more about our work with Drink Local, Drink Tap, I'd like to welcome our Executive Director, Erin Huber.
Thank you, Ben. Wow. Can I just say how impressed I am with the number of youth that have connected today? Every year we grow this event, and that's happened in a very intentional grassroots way. I'd like to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors that help make this event and our work possible. The names and logos that you see on the screen are companies, organizations, and partners that are committed to supporting the mission of Drink Local, Drink Tap, including our efforts to empower learners just like you. So, what does Drink Local, Drink Tap do? Well, I just returned from one of many trips to Uganda in East Africa, and I'm happy to report that our water, sanitation, and hygiene projects are helping over 45,000 people access clean water every day. And we provide safe sanitation, meaning safe toilets, for over 16,000 people. And most of these people are kids in rural schools. Every month, we're monitoring all 118 projects and delivering hygiene supplies to an orphanage. I love this work. Believe it or not, all of our work in Uganda started with one single project. I never imagined that we'd build more than one. So do you know why we built that first project? Well, back in 2010, we were cleaning up the beach in Cleveland, and teachers and parents started asking me to come to classrooms to talk about water issues. And I used those opportunities to talk about water as a critical resource. A local school teacher in Cleveland who was from Uganda asked me to come to her classroom. I went and I talked about local and global water issues and how to make a difference. I talked about how what we do right here at home impacts water everywhere. And I talked about how lucky we are in Cleveland, Ohio, to have 20% of the entire world's fresh surface water right in our backyard. And at that time, 1 billion people weren't as lucky to have clean water anywhere nearby. Now, that number is 2 billion people. At that moment, after speaking to that class, our Wavemaker program was born. That's right. The very program that Ben is leading in schools today started on World Water Day back in 2010. In that classroom with the Ugandan teacher in Cleveland, I noticed some letters that looked different on the announcement board in the classroom. And when I asked the teacher about them, she said that kids in a rural village in Uganda were writing pen pal letters to her learners in Cleveland. She told me that the kids in Uganda were sharing their reality. They had no clothes, no books, no beds, and no water. At that very moment, I knew that I had to figure out how to help. So the next day, I called some very big organizations asking how to help these 700 children at St. Bonaventure Primary School. And I got laughed at. A 700-person project was too small for the organizations I called. And well, I was really bothered, and I got a little fired up. I met up with a friend and I showed her a book about the water crisis, and we started talking about this school. She suggested that we go to Africa and figure out how to help. I said, "You could just go to Africa?" So we planned a trip to learn about the water crisis in East Africa, to meet the kids at St. Bonaventure Primary School, and to see if there was a way that we could help. We went as listeners, which is very important. We went as listeners in learning mode, and we made a documentary, a movie, which some of you have seen. I share this story with you, what is really the origin story of Drink Local, Drink Tap, because sometimes when we think about a problem, it can seem impossible for us to help in any way. But I'm here to tell you that you can help. You can accelerate change. It starts small with a little passion, and you can grow it from there. Just like we saw the plastic pollution problem on our beaches, we started with one beach cleanup. Now we've picked up over 500,000 pieces of trash. Just like we visited one classroom, it's now turned into working with hundreds of classrooms. So you can do just one thing to change the world today. You also hold the power to help make water cleaner and to ensure that everyone has access to it. And you don't have to make the change alone. We're here to support you. How do we do it? Well, we have an amazing team. None of this happens without teamwork. In Uganda, we have Kathy, Johnson, Susan, Noah, Fiona, Masembe. In Cleveland, we have Russa, Ben, and Joe. And guess what? In the beginning, it was just me. Now we're 10 strong. I'd like to share a video that I think captures our work and how it's evolved. Let's check out Be the Drop.
This is a drop of clean water. And this is the ripple effect. We are Drink Local, Drink Tap, where one person can make big waves when it comes to protecting our planet's fresh water supply, while also providing clean water to every single person on the planet. Because we dig clean water. No, really, we actually dig for it. But more on that in a bit. Who exactly is DLDT? Well, we're Clevelanders. And being from the Buckeye State means we've got a Great Lake for our own backyard. Which got us thinking, aren't there some other Great Lakes in Africa? If you took our Great Lakes here in the US and combined them with Africa's Great Lakes, you'd have almost 50% of the world's unfrozen fresh water. There's no new water. What we have is what we got. So we got to take care of it. Our mission? It's simple, and best told in a circular way. First, we educate. We go into classrooms and communities to help spread the word about preserving our planet's clean water. Next, we engage. We bring people together throughout the year by hosting beach cleanups, fun runs, and all kinds of outdoor activities where we roll up our sleeves to make our water cleaner and accessible for all. Finally, we improve equity. We use the funds and awareness raised at our events to help people access clean water all around the world. For over 10 years, we've been working side by side with our Ugandan team to build safe, sustainable water sources in rural school communities, refugee settlements, and city slums. From beach cleanups to fundraising, our goal is to empower individuals, especially kids, so they're confident they can make a difference. It's not a talking point. Getting everyone involved is our high water mark. And by everyone, we mean everyone. In Uganda, local Ugandans are building our projects, not imported volunteers. Because we know the key to sustainable development is working hand in hand with communities on the ground to get water in the ground. That's one of the many reasons DLDT is so successful when managing these projects, whereas 80% of water and sanitation projects fail within the first 2 years. Drink Local, Drink Tap has a 100% success rate. That's right, 0 DLDT projects have failed. Basically, we take the time to slow down, listen, and grow. We tap into real local human connections and skills to truly change the tide on clean water access. We're so committed to this because over half of the hospital beds in the world are filled because people don't have access to healthy drinking water or proper sanitation. It takes hours for someone to walk to get water. Also, bathing rooms for women in the developing world are very rare, and the addition of one as a safe space can be life-changing. Safe water should never be a privilege. Safe water is a basic human right. So, how do you get involved? Easy. You can volunteer, educate, or donate. Did you know just $30 guarantees one Ugandan safe water? For life. Now is the time to be the drop. Together, we can start a ripple effect, which becomes a great wave. Get educated, get engaged, and improve water equity. Are you ready to dig clean water? Be the drop.
Now, we've got big goals at Drink Local, Drink Tap, and we're working hard. But our most important partner in accelerating change is all of you. We're going to hear about how to use our new book called Make Waves for Change and how it can inspire you. And then we'll hear from some inspiring teams here in England and highlight a few incredible exhibitor videos. We hope you'll be visiting the exhibitor library today. Let us know in the chat if you've already checked it out. Last but not least, we're going to honor a teacher and participant that are accelerating change. We're packing a lot into this hour together. Ben, can you tell us what's next?
Yes, we want you to walk away from today's program feeling excited, inspired, and maybe even challenged to think about how you can accelerate change. We've got a special message from one of our partner teachers, Takia Williams, from Cleveland Metropolitan Schools at Orchard STEM Elementary. Let's check it out.
My name is Takia Williams, and I am a second grade ELA and science teacher at Orchard STEM Elementary School here in Cleveland, Ohio. My experience with the Wavemaker education program was phenomenal. Even though the program is geared towards third graders and up, my students and I were willing and ready to take on a challenge. Drink Local, Drink Tap was able to not only connect the content to our curriculum, but was also able to give us hands-on real-world connections, which kept the students as well as myself engaged. This to me is the meaning of accelerated change. Giving students the opportunity to put what they've learned and what they've been taught to the test. We were able to go out in our schoolyard and pick up trash to help save our own community water supply. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I cannot wait for the next event.
I had so much fun working with Mrs. Williams and her learners at Orchard STEM. I'm excited to work with their classroom in the future. Okay, so we mentioned our book, Make Waves for Change. In our first segment, join us as we tell you a silly story based on true events about how this book can help spark real change. Learn about why we think it is such a cool tool outside and inside the classroom, and listen for examples of real-world Make Waves for Change action plans. Please welcome Drink Local, Drink Tap's Marketing and Communications Coordinator, Joe Levin, and our 2022 Wavemaker of the Year, Lila Sukert.
Wow, what an interesting idea.
Hi, hello, thank you.
Let me see if I've got this straight. You had an interest in the environment, so you wanted to come up with a way to raise funds for clean water. You used your crafting skills to make t-shirts into reusable bags.
Yes, about 2 years ago, I was on the lookout for ways I could better my community. I just turned 12 and I knew that soon I would be preparing for my bat mitzvah project. A mitzvah project usually asks kids like me to spend time giving back. It was so exciting. Many of my friends are passionate about all kinds of things. Anytime we can all be creative and help people, even outside of a project quite like mine, is a fun way to use our time outside of school.
Now that you mention it, I have a cousin who's probably a few months younger than you. He absolutely loves animals. I'm sure he would jump at the chance to help adoptable cats and dogs.
I'm sure he would find that so cool. I started making reusable bags and artwork, selling them at markets just like this one. My sister and I knew that we didn't want to sell anything that would be expensive or wasteful.
Yeah, and as a customer, I can use this reusable bag instead of a single-use plastic bag, which helps keep microplastics out of our environment.
Exactly. And because all of our supplies is borrowed or upcycled, I can donate 100% of the proceeds to Drink Local, Drink Tap. They teach communities about protecting the environment while also helping communities have clean water, and toilets, and bathing facilities, and soap, and more.
Wow. I'm definitely going to have to share this with my cousin. He's creative just like you, And I'm sure he could come up with a really creative way to help these animals.
Actually, there is a cool tool that can help him. Make waves for change.
What's this?
Before I started my project, Drink Local Drink Tap produced a book for kids like me. The book was written by experts that inspire everyone to make a difference. It's an interactive book that he can write in and research his ideas.
Wow, this is cool. It says here that he can grow media literacy by using social media and networking to make his action plan and scale up his idea.
Yes, I shared my project through Instagram, which helps spread the word. The Make Waves for Change book is motivating me to start my next big idea. I can't wait to dive in. DLDT will be so excited he has the book. Their Wavemaker teacher comes to give lessons at my school every so often.
Oh my gosh, I pulled up their website and it says here that they have a free teaching guide. Maybe his whole class could try this. I am texting this to my sister right now. She will totally share this with his teacher.
Thanks for picking up a reusable t-shirt bag. I get so happy when people make small choices to help our Earth.
No, thank you. You have given me such an inspirational idea. Now I get to pay it forward, spend time with my cousin, and help him help puppies and kitties. Who doesn't love that? Happy Sunday!
Pretty cool, right? We want to make our tools and resources accessible and affordable. Find out more information about getting your copy of the book by visiting our website. Educators, please connect with us to learn how you can get a copy of our Make Waves for Change book with the teaching guide. I think we may have another shout out.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Kirby, fifth grade teacher at Campus International. Water is important because it is the source of all life. It's critical for our earth, the plants, animals, all of which are important for our survival as humans. Accelerating change means to me moving faster and more urgently to make a difference in ourselves, our communities, and our world.
Thanks for the shout out, Dr. Kirby. I love that we have all of these amazing educators lifting up our work and encouraging their learners to make waves. I heard from a little hummingbird that we might have some amazing Cleveland teenagers joining us today. Is that true?
You heard correctly, Erin. We've got the Cleanagers in the house today. And we even have a selfie from former Cleanager Cora Young. Have you sent yours yet? Teachers, remember to take your classroom selfie and text it to 216-224-9591. Now, the Cleanagers are a group of young multimedia storytellers that create an impactful dialogue in their community. They encourage everyone to take action in whatever way they can. Drink Local, Drink Tap discovered the Cleanagers when they had a podcast talking all about water. After listening to it, we knew we had to work with them in some capacity. You can check out their podcast on their website, cleanagers.com. We recommend the tap water episode from January 2022, but there is a ton of awesome content. Since they are a group of young people dedicated to change, we sent them a copy of our book, Make Waves for Change, and asked them to share some advice about accelerating change. Here's what they had to say.
Hi, I'm Avantika.
Hey, it's Keely.
I'm Kaylin.
I'm Marissa. And we are the Cleanagers. The Cleanagers is an online-based publication and podcast in which we uplift the youth and talk about issues that pertain to the teenagers. This year's UN World Water theme is Accelerating Change. The Cleanagers works on this theme by talking about specific issues that pertain to the youth in our podcast and online publication. And our whole goal is to promote inclusivity and positivity within the youth.
It's important for teen youth to know how to make change in their communities because change is all around us. We need change in this world. Per the book, anybody and everybody can make change. Even the smallest little thing can change the whole world.
If we had to give some advice to peers that are interested in starting to make change, mine would definitely be to never let doubt hold you back.
Yep, and if I were to give an advice, it would be just keep moving. And in life, it's all about like moving on. And when you move on, you always make a change. It don't matter how big it is or little it is. You're always making a change. Like Karen say, don't let doubt hold you back. You know what I'm saying?
So another piece of advice I can give is to listen out for your communities, because there's always someone or something that needs to be changed or talking about change.
Yeah. And when you feel like you're not hard enough, just don't quit. Don't give up.
We are the Cleanagers.
I love that. First of all, the Cleanagers name is so cool, but I also love the idea of not giving up. Very important. Most problems can't be solved overnight. Big problems take time and every action counts. Thanks for your wise words. We have a lot to learn from you. And what a perfect segue into this year's incredible exhibitor library. Yes, we have some dynamite partners that shared videos, but what I'm even more excited about are the videos submitted by youth in classrooms. We started this format in 2020 because we had to, and we have a record number of submissions this year. We encourage you to view all of them, and please make sure you complete the Accelerate Change worksheet. All educators should have received a downloadable PDF via email, but you can also click the link on this page and it will take you to World Water Day participant kit on our website. After watching all of the videos, our team identified 2 schools that really went to the next level. Ben, can you tell us more?
Yes, it was so inspiring watching these videos, truly. When I visit classrooms, we talk about big problems, but we can do small things that make a difference. Everyone is capable of making a difference. They just have to start. The first video we'd like to share comes from Mandel Jewish Day School. The 6th graders have been hard at work learning about water and what they can do to make an impact. The full video is available in the exhibitor library, but I'd love to share a snippet that focuses on a process to filter and sanitize water. Let's see what they created.
70% of the earth is covered in water. Out of all that water, only 0.5% of it is drinkable.
Less than 1% of all the water on the earth needs to be shared among nearly 8 billion people.
Uganda is just one place that is suffering from the worldwide water crisis.
People living here spend up to 4 hours each day collecting water to bring back to their villages.
Even then, it's still not clean or safe to drink.
They boil the water to sanitize it, but a lot of the water is lost through evaporation.
Lifting the jerry cans was incredibly hard. I couldn't imagine doing this for miles every single day.
These cans were upwards of 30 pounds, which is not even as heavy as what Ugandan children carry every day.
Our goal was to design new ways to filter, sanitize, and conserve as much water as possible.
My design involved boiling water to eradicate the bacteria while catching evaporated water in another cup.
We taped a glass full of nasty water, boiled it, and caught the evaporated water with the lid.
By boiling the water, we also killed the bacteria in it.
We were so happy that we were able to catch and recycle some of the evaporated water.
Our group tried to design a filtration system to rid contaminated water of debris.
We tested a regular paper towel against a coffee filter, and the paper towel surprisingly worked better. wove pipe cleaners in an intricate pattern to create a sieve that might catch both large and small particles in the water.
We thought the fuzzy material on the pipe cleaner might help catch the contaminants like how pollen sticks to a bee.
Our design didn't work great at first, but starting it again and making our weave wider helped.
We use popsicle sticks with holes in them to filter out contaminated water.
The water then flowed into a balloon with a hole in it to further filter out the water.
Our design didn't quite work because our holes were too big.
Our ideas and designs are just part of the solution. Join us in our efforts to keep water clean.
I love the message of keeping our water clean and the creativity that everybody shared in this video. Wow, great work.
Now, our second exhibit video was created by the environmental science class from John Marshall School of Engineering here in Cleveland. The class has been working hard on stewardship projects and want to teach you about how they are making a difference.
Hello, my name is Noor Sheikh. I'm a senior at John Marshall High School. My friend Oma and I have been passionately working on a composting project in our school. Through generous funding from the NEO Climate Action Fund and the Gefland Center of Case Western Reserve University, we are planning to start a campus-wide cafeteria composting program here at John Marshall. In partnership with the Rust Belt Writers, composting is an essential thing as it not only puts food waste into the right place, but also it creates a healthy alternative to synthetic fertilizers. In the Lake Erie watershed, nutrient pollution from excess fertilizer application can lead to harmful algal blooms. By composting and then utilizing the compost in yards, gardens, and agricultural fields, we can help reduce the amount of food that ends up in the landfill and decrease the risk of harmful algal blooms. This will make our local Lake Erie watershed a healthier place.
My name is Ruby Alondra Santiago, and I'm a student at John Marshall School of Engineering. So our school has a bioretention basin placed on the parking lot to naturally filter runoff stormwater. The problem with it is that the basin is full of invasive plant species like phragmites, sweet pea, bitterroot, nightshade, and invasive cattails. These invasives do not help with the native pollinators or the basin. Throughout the Northeast Ohio Climate Action Fund, I secured money to clean our bioretention basin. So the invasives will be replaced with native plants like cardinal flowers, native cattails, and swamp milkweed. There will also be some other additions like river rocks to control and help the water filtration. This project will support native pollinators and cleaner water not just here at John Marshall but in Lake Erie as well.
Hi, I'm Angelise. And I'm Lornick. We are the writers of the How Jewelry Can Save Us proposal for the Caring for Our Watershed contest.
We want to bring attention to the 4 billion tons of microplastics that can be found in Lake Erie with a simple proposal.
Plastic in Lake Erie causes a risk to the population of aquatic species and human beings, affecting the endangered spotted gar, pregnant women, and their babies in the womb, as well as hormonal imbalances in humans.
Our resolution for this problem will be to form a cleanup of microplastics in Lake Erie, which will then be turned into jewelry such as bracelets, necklaces, and earrings with equipment funded by Caring for Our Watershed.
Our proposal to make jewelry out of the plastics in Lake Erie will not only bring awareness to the damage that is being done,
but will also allow us to make something beautiful out of it.
Wow, I am so impressed. I learned a lot there and I'm so inspired. And I need to buy some of that beach plastic jewelry when it comes out. So put me on your list. Thank you for the creative work and congratulations on your grants.
You can check out these videos and all the rest in the library. You have until March 23rd, and don't forget to complete the worksheet. We've got one last important order of business. Last year, we presented our inaugural Wavemaker and Teacher of the Year awards.
That's right, Ben. After more than a decade of working with students and teachers in our Wavemaker program, we wanted to recognize some of the good work happening. So we thought about how Waves for Change happen and arrived at some requirements for this award. To qualify, an individual has to be a current or previous participant of the Wavemaker program. They've fundraised for a water project, and they're a role model for students and peers in making waves for change.
This year, we are thrilled to present these awards. Let's start with our Wavemaker Teacher of the Year. Our Teacher of the Year is an environmental educator at Urban Community School in Cleveland, Ohio. She has been educating learners about the environment for over 20 years. This past year was her first year getting UCS involved with Drink Local, Drink Tap, and her Roots and Shoots Club picked up the Wavemaker program and ran with it. After having DLDT speak to the club, this teacher decided to take action by educating and empowering the rest of the school to care for creation by creating a public service announcement about the importance of avoiding single-use plastic water bottles. It is featured in our exhibitor library. Her Roots and Shoots Club has been active in our programming, our Beach Days events, our World Water Day celebrations, and is even fundraised by selling microgreens at their school events. They are the ideal example of small ripples leading to big waves. This year's Teacher of the Year is Ellie Regan. Now, we have a few special guests from Urban Community School that wanted to congratulate Ellie for all of her hard work. Let's welcome Tom Gill, President of Urban Community School, Nora French, the Chief Academic Officer, and some of Ellie's students.
Ellie, I'm out here in your space at the garden at Urban Community, a space that you help champion and make happen, and the one that you activate on a daily basis for kids. I want to take a second to thank you and congratulate you on this award. You have been such a champion of all issues related to environmental justice, water, climate change, and so many others, and you've instilled those principles and values in countless students who you've taught over the years. You represent us so well and who we are as a school community. Thank you for that. And again, my sincerest congratulations.
Ellie, congratulations on your Wavemaker Teacher of the Year award. I'm so proud of you and all of your efforts. You've been our Wavemaker for many years. We have microgreens, which are delicious on my vegetables, so thank you for encouraging the students to grow and sell those, leading the charge for us to become a Green Ribbon School. We really appreciate all your efforts. The students and our school community are very lucky to have you, so congratulations on your award.
Congratulations, Miss Regan!
Hello, my name is Ellie Regan, and I am so honored and thrilled to be named the Teacher of the Year in the Wavemaker program with Drink Local, Drink Tap. I teach at Urban Community School, and I'm so committed to teaching students about the environment and preserving our earth, and this recognition is really special to me, and it encourages me to do more. So thank you again, Drink Local, Drink Tap. I'm very honored by this great recognition. So, well, let's talk about maybe what I do here at Urban. So a week ago, I had spent some time, with Ben and Joe, and they came to visit Urban Community School, and I showed them around. I showed them our garden and my indoor classroom and some of the work that I do with students. So let's have a look.
My name is Ellie Regan. I'm a teacher at Urban Community School. I'm the environmental educator / garden educator at our school. which services kids from preschool through 8th grade. We're standing in the Learning Garden. This is an awesome space that we have where students can grow different fruits and vegetables, learn about soil, learn about water, learn about what plants need to grow, and eventually harvest food and do some tasting of the food that they grow. We have, like in the middle here, this is our weather station. I don't have it set up with the rain gauge, but one of the things we do in class is also like be aware of weather and the patterns of weather and connect that to, you know, why things grow when they do. And we walk over this way, we're going to see some garden beds. Right now everything is dormant. We have a variety of fruits, vegetables, herbs that will be put in these garden plots, and different grade levels take care of them. We're really into using compost, and on the far side you'll see our greenhouse. So with middle school students, they work in the greenhouse. We call that Turtleback Farm. So it's a beautiful place for the kids to be outside. I'm just really committed to kids understanding the natural world and experiencing it directly. Ellie Regan again. I'm inside now, and this is my indoor classroom. And this is where I can continue teaching students about different systems within the earth, okay? And so this is the classroom I use inside. If we walk over here, so when I can't be outside in the garden, this is where we have classes. All right, so a project, an indoor project that we worked on this winter is growing microgreens. And so we're really fortunate to have this light table, and we've been growing microgreens so the students can continue growing things and, you know, seeing the life cycle of plants. And then a really cool project that I did with middle school, we made a little business where we not only grew these, but we harvested and sold the microgreens to the staff. And so we're promoting microgreens and also some entrepreneurship with the middle school students. So really excited about this project. The Roots and Shoots Club, which I moderate, it's a group of students 5th grade through 8. And Roots and Shoots does a lot of things in the garden, but we also like to do conservation projects. Something that we started to do last year, which was really great, was to have a plant sale. So we're growing these little vegetables, and we're also going to grow some flowers. And then in May, the school has a run on May 6th, and at that run, the Roots and Shoots Club sells the plants to anybody who comes, and then we give half the proceeds to Drink Local, Drink Tap. And so it's a really cool project, and really teaching kids, but also teaching them to give back. All right, so a project that I've done with the 8th grade is to propagate plants. And so this beautiful geranium came from a cutting. We had a large geranium plant behind me, and as the kids were learning about asexual reproduction in plants, we made some cuttings, and we've got several geranium plants that we'll be selling when we have our plant sale in May. So another thing I teach our middle school students is about climate change. Really important topic. Students know a little bit about it, but they're a little bit unsure of what causes it, and also can feel kind of sad about, you know, the prospect that everything is really going in the wrong direction with climate change. So I start with teaching about the carbon cycle so that they can understand like what's going on with carbon and carbon dioxide. And then we really study the impact of climate change on the natural world, on plants and animals, and most importantly on people. We spend some time going all over the world looking at different situations that people find themselves in and how they're impacted by climate change. We end the lessons, try to end it on a hopeful note. The fact is, climate change is real. It's pretty bad. Humans caused it, but there's things that we can do to fix it. One of my big missions in my teaching practice is to really give kids hope, even offer simple ways that they can combat climate change in their individual lives as well as collectively. It is a serious situation, but I'm convinced that, you know, kids are our future and that we can do a lot to help with climate change.
Ellie, I'm so impressed by you, and we're so grateful for your efforts and commitment to accelerating change and supporting young people. Congrats again. We decided to do something a little different for our Wavemaker of the Year award this year. Typically, we would look at our current Wavemakers, but when we thought about accelerating change, there was one learner that exemplified how to take wavemaking to the next level. She inspires us, and we hope she'll inspire you too. As a cleanager, she worked with other young people to accelerate change in her community. With her voice and skill for telling a story, she decided to become an advocate for clean water. Throughout her time as a cleanager, she pursued the idea to drink tap, to reduce single-use plastic pollution, and to educate her community about its harm. Now she's a sophomore at Kent State University and is still advocating for clean water every opportunity she gets. We want to recognize Cora Young as our Wavemaker of the Year because of her ability to get others engaged in action for clean water. She embodies what it means to be a Wavemaker. Congratulations, Cora.
Thank you so much. I've always had a passion for advocating for environmental change. I've been advocating for the environment since elementary school and still find it important today. Although it may sound cheesy, our generation is the future, and we must do what we can to enforce change. We can all do small things to help save our planet. The change starts with us.
Congratulations again, Cora. We are excited to collaborate with the Cleanagers in the future, and your enthusiasm and commitment to the environment inspires us. We hope all of you will consider being ambassadors for clean water and sanitation. We need you. And remember the call to action today. It's about doing what you can, like the hummingbird, taking small steps in our own lives. We all have a part to play in the water and sanitation crisis and getting back on track to meet the goal of water and sanitation for all by 2030.
That's right, Ben. You all have the power to be the change you want to see in the world. Consider the following small actions to get started. Maybe choose reusable bags over plastic. Maybe eat more vegetables and a little less meat to eat lower on the food chain. You can shop local or clean up a beach. If you want to learn more about how you can take action in Northeast Ohio or Uganda or wherever you live, check out our website and ask your teachers about beach cleanups and other exciting events. Thanks to all of you so much for joining World Water Day. Please watch the exhibitor videos and complete the worksheet by March 23rd. Oh, and don't forget to submit your guess for the secret word today. There's space for that on the worksheet as well. Oh, and wait, I think we might have one more special shout out for accelerating change.
Greetings, World Water Day participants. My name is Dr. Terry Wade-Lyles. I am the K-8 Science Manager for the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Celebrating your work today and letting you know that you inspire me. You know, we only have one source of water, and this is it. Taking care of it is so important, and I know that you know that. Accelerating change is even more important. Climate change is now, it's an emergency, and our response is needed now. So go, participants, your commitment is very important, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
It's so great to hear from Dr. Terry Wade-Lyles. As she shared, the time is now, and we're all in this together.
Today was so much fun. To close out today's World Water Day celebration, let's roll those selfies. Thank you all so much for coming.